Welcome to BT Podcasts. In this episode, find out what tailored wealth management and protection solutions there are for high net worth individuals. This episode is brought to you by Manulife Singapore.
As many high net worth individuals struggle with putting comprehensive wealth plans in place, often due to the complexity and time-consuming nature of managing their wealth, they are seeking tailored wealth management and protection solutions amid rising macro uncertainties. The ever-evolving landscape of and investment solutions for high net worth individuals means we should get some help and advice from the experts. Welcome to Podcast by the Business Times. I'm Howie Lim. In this episode, we get insights from Leah Ng of Manulife Singapore. She's the Chief Bancassurance Officer there. Leah, thanks for your time.
Nice to meet you, Howie. It's a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure's all ours. First, talk to us about who high net worth individuals are. How many zeros at the end of their net worth, etc.?
Now, Manulife, we serve different categories of high net worth individuals. Broadly, we segment them into different groups based on their level of wealth. So we do consider the ultra high net worth individuals to be those with wealth in excess of $30 million. Now, high net worth individuals will be those that have wealth that ranges between $5 million to $30 million. The millionaire next door hold levels of wealth between $1 million to $5 million. At Manulife, we also serve affluent individuals who may have wealth to the levels of $350,000 to $1 million.
Okay, the various concerns and challenges that high net worth individuals face, they differ from category to category or not? What are those concerns?
I would say that for high net worth individuals, they would have similar kind of concerns. But as your net worth and your wealth increase, then the complexities of those concerns would also multiply. So high net worth individuals, there are many varied concerns. According to a high net worth research report we commissioned Wealth Lens to conduct in 2024, these high net worth individuals have cited that they prioritize health, wellness, personal well-being, quality experiences as key needs and goals. They also view accessing quality healthcare, sending children overseas for education, succession planning, and tax planning as crucial areas to take care of. This, in turn, meant that their financial planning must support these goals and needs. There are three main categories of concerns. First, how do they go about optimizing their wealth and achieving portfolio diversification? Our research indicates that high net worth individuals are increasingly seeking alternative income stream and diversified portfolio to manage risk and improve return. Typically, a high net worth individual's portfolio may include a mix of their own business equity, property, financial assets like equity, bonds, and commodities, which, while they are diverse, they can either be illiquid, like business equity, or vulnerable to market fluctuations. Insurance can then come in as an alternative asset class that grant a degree of certainty, and diversification, again, is an excellent liquidity planning tool that offers cash flow in times of need. Second, legacy and succession planning. High net worth individuals and families are naturally concerned about smooth intergenerational wealth transfer. WealthX estimate that by 2030, an estimated $2.3 trillion worth of wealth will be passed on to the next generation in Asia, creating a significant demand for the seamless transfer of assets. How do one ensure that your beneficiary can enjoy, receive, and grow the inheritance without unnecessary strain is an important need for this segment of customers. In turn, this leads to the importance of the third point about financial literacy and support for the next generation of affluent individuals. We are talking about the second or the third generation high net worth individuals. Naturally, the high net worth individuals will want the next generation to be prepared to manage and grow their inherited wealth, intensifying the need for financial literacy, sound financial planning, and management. Manulife provides tailored consultations on wealth management, asset protection, and legacy planning, ensuring that the next generation is better prepared to handle their wealth both responsibly and effectively. Meanwhile, Manulife also recognized that high net worth individuals often possess complex and diversified portfolios. This includes assets that spread across different geographies and platforms, presenting challenges in holistic management. To effectively serve them, Manulife operations in Singapore, Hong Kong, and Bermuda on the high net worth front are well positioned to offer comprehensive solutions catering to their distinct needs, not just locally, but on a global scale.
So, have those concerns and challenges, say, changed or not with the changing economic environment? We always hear, very volatile, very up and down, very uncertain. What do you think, Leah?
Well, good question, Howie. Since the global pandemic, there has been a noticeable increase in customer awareness and demand for protection and health coverage. Now, beyond the pandemic, if you look at the global macroeconomic environment over the past 18 months, we would have said that all this rising interest rate environment and all the global volatility and uncertainty has cast a toll on investor confidence. According to the 2023 Wealth Report by Capgemini, 2/3 of global high net worth individuals said wealth preservation is a critical objective for the coming year. So hence, they've shifted their wealth goals from growth into more of protection and preservation. Now, additionally, it is not surprising that inflation is another area of concern that's at the forefront of high net worth individuals' mind. The sustained high interest rate environment that I referred to just now and the increased cost of living only dilutes one's purchasing power. It erodes the high net worth individuals' earning and their wealth. So the longer this period of uncertainty, the greater the concern and the likelihood of economic instability.
But it's coming down now, right? Inflation, it might anyway, fingers crossed.
Yes. So that's also a good observation. I remembered that I was sitting here 12 months ago, and we actually have the outlook to say that in 2024, in the second half of 2024, maybe interest rate might fall 75 to 100 basis points, but it didn't. And so now we are sitting here again 12 months later and say, hopefully, interest rate may go and fall further next year.
Yee. All of this crossing fingers, hoping for the best, but still we need to be prepared for the worst, so to speak.
Exactly.
Leah, how can they decide which option is best for them though? Options paralysis and all that, right? So many things out there to choose from.
Deciding on an approach or choosing solutions for wealth management depend very much on a high net worth individual's priorities and financial goals. In terms of short-term obligations, does the high net worth individual face a need for liquidity? In that case, insurance can be an excellent liquidity planning tool. In terms of mid to long-term objectives, are retirement planning and maintaining one's desired lifestyle top of mind? How about providing robust support for their dependents, like aging parents or tertiary children? Wealth management is not a static process. So in order to have and explore the options for the wealth, we need to have regular portfolio reviews to reflect and to cater to changes in life stage and circumstances and market development.
We're speaking to Leah Ng from Manulife Singapore. More in a moment.
And now, back to BT Podcasts, brought to you by Manulife Singapore.
We're speaking to Leah Ng from Manulife Singapore. She's the Chief Bancassurance Officer there. Leah, tell us how Manulife Singapore is going about caring for these high net worth individuals and the uncertain environment that we were talking about earlier.
Well, I think Manulife, we have a strong understanding of high net worth customers, and we do work with our distributors and our partners with network into wealth planning, tax advisory, and family offices. So this enables Manulife Singapore to conceptualize and tailor offerings that meet all these high net worth individuals' bespoke needs. We have been pioneering solutions such as index-linked universal life, being the first insurer to introduce it back in 2019 in Singapore. We also offer a wide range of other wealth management and protection solutions like variable universal life, whole of life plans, and other protection plans that cater to the varying needs of high net worth individuals. Now, of late, if you talk about on the innovation front, we continue to reach out and understand that high net worth individuals may need that additional level of flexibility. So we are putting innovative offerings out there to help them to partake in market upside, to limit their exposure to downside risk while amplifying their wealth and also amplifying the value of their estate portfolio.
Go a bit more into innovative wealth management strategies. That's a really interesting area.
Yes, indeed.
Because sometimes people are afraid. Innovative means new. I'm not going to touch what's new because it's not tried and tested, so to speak.
Yeah, you're right. But as we talk about innovation, it's important to know that it's not to be innovative for innovation's sake.
Yeah.
The innovation is actually building on existing structures and solutions, understanding the needs of these customers and their evolving concerns. And then after that, bringing that flexibility into existing structures. So ultra high net worth and high net worth individuals, they tend to bank with private banks and they are quite well banked. So they will have access to a lot of different wealth management solutions, be it equities, structures, treasury, derivatives, or even the new variants, cryptos and the what have you. And insurance sometimes...
Sorry, eyebrows went up when you said crypto.
I know.
Very volatile space, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that one, in our recent research report, that would be a small proportion of, I would say that there will be a smaller proportion of high net worth individuals that would probably diversify a small portion of their portfolio into such alternative assets.
Yeah.
Now, in contrast, insurance, right, will be people with associating how can insurance be ever innovative? But it is possible. So take, for instance, our flagship index-linked universal life. It was well received by high-net-worth customers. Now, it offers the higher growth potential that I just mentioned, flexible premium allocations through multi-pay options. It also offers exposure into a choice of indices like S&P 500, Hang Seng Index, for instance, making it attractive to customers or individuals who want exposure in those markets. Furthermore, recognizing the significant contribution of high net worth business to our overall growth, Manulife also continue to explore new ways to engage and serve this client segment. Recently, we launched a first-of-its-kind insurance solution, which built upon an existing chassis of the index-linked universal life, but it provides income stream, allow high net worth individuals to vary their income payout tenure, their payment options, and also allow them to, pass it on to the next generation.
Yeah. Talk to us a bit more about, say, bespoke solutions that you would have for high net worth individuals, because there are loads of types of wealth management and financial solutions out there for high net worth individuals. So whilst you're trying to bespoke a solution, what are you looking out for within the high net worth individuals' psyche, if you will, or their makeup, or what it is that they want?
Well, I would say for insurance, when we talk about bespoke insurance solutions, right, it's not to compete or to rival with the other asset classes in the market. Now, as we have said before, for a high net worth individual, they will have their portfolio in business equity, perhaps. But if they are not, they are employed, then they might have financial, exposure to financial instruments like equities, bonds, and commodities and different assets. So when we talk about offering insurance, it also have that element of being a wealth accumulation tool, as well as the very fundamental purpose of insurance, and that is to offer protection.
Yeah.
So if you look into a high net worth individual priorities, there could be short-term obligations. Now, we will then, from an insurance angle, we'll be thinking, is there a need for liquidity? So insurance could be a liquidity planning too. If it comes to long-term objectives, certain individuals, they might be looking at retirement planning and maintaining one's lifestyle. So now then from there, we'll talk about high net worth individuals and how we can develop certain innovative features in our insurance solutions to support those kind of goals. Further, wealth management is not a static process. Hence, regular portfolio reviews are important to reflect and to cater to the changes in life stages, circumstances, and market development. So it's not uncommon that our representatives or the bankers in the bank, when they review their customers' portfolio, they may come to understand that certain insurance protection or wealth accumulation solutions of time past may need to be augmented with the later developments so that their portfolio can stay current, so that their portfolio can continue to cater to their evolving needs.
How often though?
Well, I think the standard industry practice is we do encourage annual portfolio review. We do partner with our distributors, and some of them, we do know they have a very rigorous process to engage customer continually. Because over time, when you engage customer across, I would say, bull market and bear market, and across their life stage, you build yourself the reputation and the trust as being the trusted advisor of the customer. And that way, the customers will learn to trust their advisor over time and evolve with them.
Leah, I wish we had more time. Thank you so much for your insights today.
No problem. It's my pleasure, Howie.
And that was Leah Ng of Manulife Singapore. She's the Chief Bancassurance Officer there. I'm Howie Lim. This has been BT Podcast from the Business Times.
This episode of BT Podcasts was brought to you by Manulife Singapore. Find more BT Podcasts at businesstimes.com.sg/podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. This podcast is meant to provide general information only. SPH Media accepts no liability for loss arising from any reliance on the podcast or use of third parties' products and services. Please consult professional advisors for independent advice.